Assalamualaikum and good morning to my lecturer, Madam Azmahani, and to all my friends. My name is Muhammad Fairuz bin Rosli, student ID number 2019-725719. Today I would like to make one presentation about COVID-19. My presentation title is COVID-19 affected on industry, oil and gas. Now we take a look for the introduction. In year 2020, the COVID-19 outbreak pandemic occurs that never expected such a thing to happen worldwide. It also has a huge influence on the public and on the economy as well. This condition has also impacted a lot of industries in Malaysia. Due to the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic, many industries are affected such as transport, airlines, hotel, tourism, development and others. Now we take a look at the first point. The oil and gas industry would also have some effect such a decrease in the price of oil, less profit or income, unemployment, the shutdown of petrol station and dealing with the new working atmosphere and others. Second is, before that, we know the products helping modern society, supplying the power industry with electricity, heating citizens, home providing cars and aircraft with fuel to transport goods and people around the world. Third is, in addition, the COVID-19 pandemic also crippled all oil and gas industry activities and made the world's oil price drop to the lowest of the world oil and gas listing, especially in US oil and gas. Number 4, it involved a method and activity involved the search for the great potential of underground or underwater crude oil and even on the field of natural gas, the mining and discovery of crude oil wells to provide the potential and the best of crude oil. Many companies worldwide have been crashed, disabled, and economy impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic. Now we take a look for the content. How the industry is affected. The pandemic has a significant influence on this sector, such as when the oil price collapse happens for the third time in a period of 12 months, even though it will manage to function despite a twofold fall. It has taken billions of the inventory cost because of its falling momentarily in the time frame. The fall in demand leads them to worry about the oversupply of the fuel and oil products, which would also lead to a resulting decline in price. In addition, the financial result and the structure of the sector are the worst relative to the previous crisis. The presence of fuel suppliers, the dumping of the other supplies, and the pressure of the financial market have surprised. Next, we take a look how it leads to economic downturn. With the global oil and gas demand decreasing by 0.1 million barrels per day year on year 2020, we can be sure that the export of the oil and gas products from Malaysia are also decreasing. Exports of oil and gas products dropped by 4.7% in March 2020 from the previous year, and export decreased by 2.7%. It drops by about 13.4% for liquefied natural gas, which equals Rm 3.4 billion. It is decreases by 4.2% for crude petroleum export, which corresponds to Rm 2.3 billion. From the article Esther 2020. Next, we take a look for other content who are directly and indirectly affected. In the oil and gas sector, those who are affected during the pandemic are clearly upstream and downstream. Upstream refers to the required material inputs for manufacturing, or we may assume that they are the top management team, while the reverse end is downstream, where goods are manufactured and distributed. Those that have the closest connection to daily consumers are companies that are known as downstream sectors. It will be shipped and transported after crude oil is discovered and processed, which is the upstream process. Then the oil, which is the downstream process, is refined, marketed, distributed, and sold. Next, we take a look at another content. What are the steps that a sector, government, or other parties have taken to overcome effects? We can hear the term digitalization, which can be the primary force for organizational excellence rather than implementing standard operating procedure provided by local authorities. Artificial intelligence has become a common in our standard, and large companies have taken the opportunity as it is a smart mix for efficient workers and links high-tech service to pave the way for the better growth in creative digital roles. Ernst and Young said that the 75% of the remaining oil and gas firms have adopted robotic optimization of process, and another 87% use advanced analytics, and the other 70% preparing in the next 18 months incorporate to the commercial internet. Now we take a look for the recommendation. There are few suggestions from the researcher on the basis of the problem that can be used if similar problem can arise in the future. The recommendations included the need to the joint cost optimization exercise between government and industry at a more comprehensive level across to the entire ecosystem applicable to the oil and gas industry. It will be more productive ideas with the participation of both government and industries that can be used by the both parties to optimize the cost. The association have made recommendations for consideration to ensure the survival and sustainability of the nation oil and gas ecosystem, in addition to providing Petronas with the strong need to retain the existing awarded contracts and price as it was already negotiated in the sense of the depressed market climax. For the last, we take a look for the conclusion. In conclusion, we know that the industry was affected by the pandemic of COVID-19, which led to an oil price collapse. As the price fell gradually, and even more worrying is that it might lead to oversupplying the stock where it would eventually fall in price. It took billions in stock costs. It has also developed financial difficulties. The procedures would have a weak return after the price of oil has fallen. This reduces the revenue and profit for the company. They would not therefore have a significant dividend to their shareholders. That's all for my presentation. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum.